We begin tonight with breaking news in downtown Norfolk. Police are looking for a suspect involved in a double shooting. This story has been breaking for the last hour or so, and it is evolving. Police say two juveniles, a male and a female, were taken to the hospital. This happened at the intersection of Monticello and Freemason near the Norva. And as you can see, 10 on your sides, Jason Marks is there now. What is going on, Jason?
Well, Tom, what a chaotic scene tonight. I can tell you, police were trying to just start the investigation of this double shooting. Let me step out of the way real quick and show you what's going on. And you had the Norva letting out at the same time. You also had Scope letting out from an Admirals game. So you had people just flooding the Monticello area, and it really caused just a complete chaotic scene for police. Now, here's what we're being told from witnesses who were inside the Norva. Just to let you know, the Norva had an event tonight. It was called Spring Break Jam, and what it was an event where they had a couple DJs. The kids that were in there described it as a party for 14 to 18-year-olds. Those were the only people that were allowed in. Now, what we're being told from witnesses is that some sort of fight broke out inside the Norva, then came out. They were kicked out of the Norva, came out onto Monticello, and that's when gunfire erupted here in the middle of the street. Now, as that shooting happened, obviously rescue crews flooded towards Monticello to help out those the teenagers. You mentioned a teenage girl, a teenage boy were both shot. At the same time, the crowd in the Norva was about to let out. So you had probably about 2,000 teens inside the Norva that were getting ready to come out here onto the street. They held those teens up inside the Norva as long as they could, and then when they came out, you had the crew from you had them coming out of the Norva, then you had the people from Scope coming out, and it really caused for chaos. Now, police are working a very, very large crime scene here. You have the cars that are over there in front of the Norva, down towards the other side in front of Scope, in front of Buffalo Wild Wings. You have another scene where police are investigating. That's where one of the victims was found. The other was found here in front of the Norva. So a lot going on, Tom. This investigation for police has just started. Now, I can tell you that they were checking most of the parking garages around here. There were rumors that people saw someone running through a parking garage with a gun, like a teenager with a gun. So far, we have not had any word that police found a suspect yet, but obviously this investigation is just getting going. Very chaotic scene, as I mentioned, and you can just see, I mean, if you look over here, let's go over here, Kenny, to the Freemasons area, and you're looking at Freemason Monticello, you can see that's just some of the kids that were out here. Right. There were so many kids, Tom. Police were trying, and you see a couple of idiots rushing the screen right now. So obviously, careful, I mean, this is a very, very chaotic scene, Tom.
All right, let me just ask, let's go back inside the Norva for a minute. You're saying police say this began inside the theater with a fight. Are they making any connection at this point with that fight inside the Norva and the shooting outside?
This is coming from witnesses, Tom. What all the police are saying right now is they had a shooting outside here on Monticello where we had two teenagers shot. As you mentioned, a girl and a boy. According to witnesses, some of the kids that were inside the Norva, they're telling me that there was a fight inside the Norva. They actually said several fights. A young girl said there were stools being thrown. That group was kicked out of the Norva, and that's when the shooting took place out in the street. We don't know if that was connected, but that's what the teenagers are saying tonight. Police have got here, just to tell you, when police arrived on the scene, obviously they're trying to get their ducks in a row, and then they're having to deal with all of these teenagers kind of causing chaos out here, causing a ruckus, giving police a hard time in the middle of the crime scene. They had to clear everyone out, and police are doing that. They have so many officers down here right now just trying to clear out their crime scene because you have so many teenagers involved in it.
You have light rail that was suspended, and now we understand is running once again. They've lifted that suspension, so the trains are running. So keep in mind, we had at the other end of the line, we had baseball tonight with the Tides, we had hockey with the Admirals, and this concert downtown. So Jason, a lot of people downtown at once, and at this time where this occurred at around 10 o'clock, it seems that this really could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I mean, remember, it's a Friday night, so obviously you have all the people on Granby Street that are finishing up dinner. So yeah, I mean, it could have been a lot worse, especially when you're talking about Monticello and someone just shooting. Definitely, a lot more people could have been hit. But I have not seen any of those light rail trains. We've heard that it's running again, but I have not seen any run yet. I can tell you that down on the other side, towards the scope, the light rail station over there, we saw crime scene tape covering the entire Monticello. So I don't know if they've lifted that crime scene tape and allowed the trains to start running yet, but really a very active scene right now. Tons of police officers down here just trying to sort through exactly what happened.
Okay, just to wrap things up a little bit, Jason, we want to go back to you in a little while and let you get more information, but 2 people shot in downtown Norfolk following some kind of altercation inside the Norva during a concert. We don't know if that is connected to the shooting outside. 2 people taken to the hospital. We understand both of them teens, a male and a female. Jason Marks is there. We also have Anita Blanton on her way to get more information for us. We'll try to get to her in a little while later in this newscast.